Hello everyone, I'm Saurabh Srivastav. Today I'm reading this book, John Maxwell's Failing Forward, and I'm going through this book. So today I read first chapter. That's what I'm going to share with you. John Maxwell talks about real success. Real stands for relationships, that what kind of relationship you have, and equipping. Do you have proper dreams? Have you equipped yourself to achieve those dreams? Attitude. Do you have proper approach towards your life? And then leadership. First chapter is what's the main difference between people who achieve and people who are average. It starts with we are all failures. At least all best of us are, by J.M. Barrie. Yeah, it really makes sense. We all, for any important project or any important thing that we do, we fail and we learn from that and then move on. And that's what author is talking about here. He has shared his findings and his own experiences. It's go through this. It's an amazing chapter. Here it talks about previous attitude towards failure. See if your experiences are similar. This is where author is sharing his own experience. I feared failure. Definitely I did, and John Maxwell did. I feel comfort in that John Maxwell also felt the same way. I misunderstood failure. Yeah, there are instances I left the thing just because I thought that I cannot do it. I failed in certain things, but I left it. In retrospect, I could have done something different. I was unprepared for failure. Nobody is prepared for failure. When we start something, we start with the mindset that we are going to achieve. So definitely we are not prepared for it. I finished in top. So here it says, when I graduated from college with my bachelor's degree, I finished in top 5% of my class. I didn't mean a thing. It didn't mean a thing. I had played school games successfully. I had absorbed a lot of information, but it wasn't at all prepared for what was ahead of me. Definitely, that's the case with most of us, that we prepare for something, but we really don't know what all it involves to put it together. So that's where it's important to have a positive attitude or real. That's where you put together everything and start moving on. People are training for success when they should be training for failure. Failure is far more common than success. Poverty is more prevalent than wealth, and disappointment more normal than arrival. J. Wallace Hamilton. This is what John Maxwell is quoting J. Wallace Hamilton, and that is very true. We all have goals. We all have things that we are moving. But at the same time, on the way, we will feel some failures. We will feel, but how to get out of those and move on? That makes the difference between what you achieve and what you do not. Putting a new face on obstacles. And here, author shares the story of Mary Kay, how she surpassed so many different obstacles to become a successful entrepreneur. You definitely need to read this. I'm not going to go through the story, but this is definitely a story to read for. And the author then talks about the impossible question. The question is, if the possibility of failure were erased, what would you attempt to achieve? If your perception and response of failure were changed, what would you attempt to achieve? That seems to me an intriguing question. That's what John Maxwell writes. At the time, it prompted me to look ahead of life's possibilities. But one day I realized it was really a bad question. Why? Because it takes a person's thinking down the wrong track. There is no achievement without failure. That's absolutely true. I believe in that anything and everything that we do, even if I am a programmer by profession, even if I write a small program, unless I double 2 or 3 times unit test it, it really doesn't work, and integration testing might not be working. So there are multiple places of failure. I need to test it out at multiple places to make it successfully run. So definitely I have tried my hand on cooking. Definitely you cook first time, you improve on it, and over a period of multiple time of cooking the same dish, you become perfect on it. And that's what all about. And still you make mistake even if after you have cooked something multiple time. Realize there is one major difference between average people and achieving people. So here author talks about failing forward, what all different things it involves, and I'm going to read that. Falling backward, I'm just skipping it. So taking responsibility, that is very, very important, to take responsibility. As I read more book, we will go through these topics, and I will be sharing my comments on it, or I'll sharing what John Maxwell talks about in the book. Learning from each mistake, knowing failure is a part of progress, maintaining a positive attitude, challenging outdated assumptions, taking new risk, believing something didn't work, preserving. So this is all about the first chapter, and I'm excited to read this book forward. I'm looking forward to finish this book and share with you guys all the things, and I'm looking forward to talk more about the book and each of the chapters that I learned through. So please share your comments or anything that you think I can improve on. Please feel free to press the like button or subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening.